Carrie Farnack. This is NBAA TV Live. We're so excited that you're joining us, watching live interviews throughout the day. Up next, right here at the studio, we have Greg Principato, President and CEO of the National Aeronautic Association. Greg, thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
It's wonderful to have you here.
Thank you.
One of the things we've been talking about are all the records that you're recognizing here.
Yes.
I have a prop.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit about it. All these records.
So there are 34 records on here for people watching.
Yes.
And some of them are both national and world records.
Incredible.
So really about 60 records or so that we presented here at NBAA-BACE this year.
It's amazing. I know you guys at home can't read all of this, but maybe you'll get the idea of how many records there are. And we want to talk about some of them individually too, right? So I think we have a picture of the first one from Gulfstream.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit about that one.
So Gulfstream set 20 different records in recent weeks and months, and we presented all of those. Some were national records and world records.
Okay.
So each year they have to get a bigger table to hold all the records that they set. And the most interesting one this year was from Singapore to Tucson.
Okay.
Now, the reason it's interesting is, number one, they broke somebody else's record.
Okay.
And people might wonder, why are you setting a record from Singapore to Tucson? Who's going from Singapore to Tucson?
Right, it is a strange connection, right?
But what they're doing, it was the distance, and a business jet being able to go that distance in that amount of time at that average speed is obviously a very unusual thing. It had never been done before.
Interesting.
And they're trying not only to set a record for the record's sake, but to demonstrate to their customers and to others that what's possible in
these
business
long
aviation.
Range.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I know the picture we were looking at was Mark Burns, right? Yeah. Accepting that.
Yeah, he came out and he was admiring all the records, and I told him he needs a bigger table next year.
CEO of Gulfstream, yes.
Yes.
They're going home with a lot of hardware, right?
They are.
Absolutely.
I think they have to bring another jet in to bring it all home.
There you go. I like that idea.
Yeah.
I like that idea. All right, let's talk about the next one. I believe we have a team photo of Bombardier.
Yes.
They also were taking home some hardware, right?
They were. And they are really embracing the concept of setting these records and showing their customers, what they can do. They have a very imaginative team up there, a team with a lot of energy.
Yeah.
And they're also looking at, they have some new products coming on.
Cool.
And they want to show what those products can do.
And as we start to go to our next picture, I think we'll come back to us for a little bit, and then we'll show you how Bombardier is recognizing this actually on their aircraft with an emblem, right? Which I think is really interesting. And tell us why this is so important for these companies.
So it's important for a couple of reasons. Number one, obviously, we talked about to be able to show the customers what they can do, and it's a great way. Everybody understands records. Everybody understands fastest. Everybody understands longest and what kind of route it is. Everybody understands that. I think the other thing that's important is that it helps spur innovation. So you're doing better, and you're doing better and better. And right now, actually, at this show, you've talked a lot about sustainable fuels and that kind of thing. And we're actually looking at ways to recognize records using sustainable fuels, using other kinds of techniques that are more environmentally friendly as well.
That's really cool. Really cool.
Trying to update what we're doing.
All right, so we don't want to leave anybody out. I think we have the last picture of Dassault.
Yes.
Right? So tell us about what they accomplished.
So the big thing about that one was they flew from the Santa Monica Airport, which has a short runway, noise constraints, and all the rest of it, to Teterboro. And they beat the time that they were hoping to beat. It was a very difficult trip. They had to practice a little bit. Any good champion has to practice.
Absolutely, without question.
Like the Washington Nationals, a little plug from my team. And they pulled it off. And they have a really wonderful video, by the way, of the flight.
Oh, cool.
And how it went.
If we had it, we would show it to you. Maybe we can get it. That's really cool. And I know NAA has been around for a long time.
1905.
We were talking earlier, so here's a trivia question for all of you guys watching at home. Who was the first chair of the Contest and Records Board? Anybody want to guess for a moment? Okay, tell us.
Orville Wright.
Orville Wright, that's amazing.
For several years was chair of our Contest and Records Board.
I love it.
And we've been around that. We've certified records for Amelia Earhart, Charles Lindbergh, John Glenn, all the way through.
That is incredible. What a great organization. Well, Greg, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure having you here.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.